welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, could you do me a huge favor and subscribe? And all you have to do is press the red button down below. Anyway, sorry I missed last week. I had those, those pesky exams that you have to take. I'm going to start off my video today with a random fact. And, I will link below where the random fact came from. The 57 on the Heinz ketchup bottles represents the number of variety of pickles the company once had. Apparently they used to make pickles, I guess. So thank you for 4 subscribers. It's not a lot, but thank you anyway. I'm glad that you decided to subscribe. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about my book. I started writing this book around the end of 9th grade, which for me was the end, like 2007. So yeah, I'm old. Anyway, it was the end of 2007, and they were doing the practice OGT tests. And if you're not from Ohio, you don't know what I'm sure every state has some sort of like standardized testing. I don't know what they're called. So, this is the Ohio graduation test, and it's a pain in the butt. Honestly, I could go into another video on why it's not really needed. So, during the year, we did the practice OGTs. The freshmen had to do the practice OGTs while the sophomores did the real one, which is so stupid. So stupid. Anyway, so, which I guess if it weren't for the practice OGTs, my book wouldn't exist. During that time, if you finished early, you had to sit there and wait till everyone else finished for 3 periods. Yeah. That was not fun. So one day, after I got done reading the book I brought, which I don't even remember the name of that book. I think it was, I don't know. I can't even begin to remember. It was like 9 years ago. So, probably Twilight or something. I don't know. So, I was reading something and I finished it. So, I didn't know what else to do. And I didn't feel like reading another book for some reason. I think I was too annoyed with reading because I was taking those tests. And there's like a lot of reading in those tests. There's like these booklets that are like this thick. So, after that, I'm like, either you find something to do when you're finished, or you get something else to work on, like homework-wise, from the teacher who is giving the test. And, which I didn't want to do. I'm like, I just got done with these tests. I don't want to do another one. So I decided to dig through my book bag or whatever, or my binder. I think I had like one of those trapper keeper things, and I pulled out a composition book that I bought in the beginning of the year for 98 cents or something at Mark's. Yeah, so I got the 98-cent composition book out. It was blue. I do remember that. It was like bright blue. And I got it out and I started writing like characters down. And I've done this over the years. I never really outlined before until like recently. So the only sort of outlining I did was characters. I didn't like outline the entire book, just the characters. So I started writing up the characters and where it was set. I set it in 1770 something. or 1776 or something like that, or whatever. I don't remember now. Um, but it was during the Revolutionary War. It was like in that time, and at that time I didn't go in doing research. And once I started to revisit that idea, once I became more better at writing, I found out that most of my ideas would not have worked for that time frame. Um, if, aside from that, the main character in there was a teacher, and if you once you read my book, you'll get. I mean, I'd like to write, like, I don't know, teacher stories, I guess, but yeah. So she was a teacher, and um during that time frame in the 1700s, a woman would not have been a teacher. They didn't believe in women having the education that it required. So I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. So I started looking into other time periods, like the 1800s and closer to the Civil War. And well, first I started looking into the 1900s, and I mean, the 1900s are interesting too. However, there's not very much going on, I guess. I mean, there is. I mean, if you find a good like year, I guess. But I didn't. I wasn't feeling it. Um, I mean, I guess I probably will write one set in that time frame, but it's just not right now. Because well, I'm working on a different one. Anyway, so the that book um was like, yeah. So then I started thinking about 1860s time frame, like um during the Civil War or before. So the book I'm writing now is set in pre-Civil War time. I'm planning on writing the two books in this series. Um they will be, I think they will be side by side. I don't know. Um because this book's taking me a year to write. This initial one. The other times where it's evolved, it's taken me like 9 years. So yeah. Um. So it's set in the 1800s in the South. I'm not necessarily going to go into details yet. Just because I don't want to give anything away. But so and then the next book is going to go from 1860 to 1862, which the Civil War in itself, it I chose that because it has a lot of room for subplots in it, and it's easier to. I mean, it's not easier. It's easier to find information on it than any other like time frame because it's well documented. Um, so is World War II time too, but I tried that too, but it didn't work because I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. Um, I've always loved the Victorian era. Um, so yeah, that's another reason why I chose it. The Victorian era is very interesting, and the Edwardian era, I love stuff like that. I love watching like movies on that stuff. So I'm like, if I'm gonna write something, I'm gonna write something I would want to read. You know, as well as other people. So yeah. The book, my first book initially, it was a like an instant romance book. Like they met, and next thing they know, they were getting married. Like it's like maybe like 2 pages later. It amazes me now that I'm like 4 chapters away from actually finishing this book. And it's surreal because I started writing this one um like last summer, and it's now almost summer, so it's been almost a year. So I started writing it right before school started, which probably wasn't the best idea. Um, just because I started writing it right before my first semester of college, and well, I think it helped me get more not be so nervous about college, because I was so nervous and I was so scared, and so I just opened up a blank Word document and started outlining. Actually, I didn't start outlining at first because I hadn't and then I looked up how novel writing on YouTube, just to see where I was going wrong, because every novel I've ever written has failed. And so I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. And so like I had all these ideas floating around in my head, and they weren't down on paper yet. So I YouTubed novel writing, and I found Mandy Lynn's channel and Jenna Morassi, which they've helped so much. And I don't think I would be where I am now with it if I hadn't have taken their advice and outlined. So if you're having trouble actually writing your novel, outline. I mean, I may not have done it right, but hey, you know what? It works. I basically my outline is not anything fancy. It's just like a Word document I have in my that I keep open when I'm writing, and it has like all the chapters listed, and then a short summary of what's going to happen in those chapters. And it actually has helped me in the long run to do that too. And I've also done more in-depth character profiling, which has helped me tremendously in developing my characters and knowing how they are. And I think I've come up with some really good characters so far. Yeah. Anyway, so I hope you liked this video this week. I'm sorry if this was too long-winded, but yeah, I'm getting better, I think. And my Facebook and Twitter, I actually converted my old Twitter because it was kind of giving me a pain. It was a pain in the butt to get another one. I don't know why. Like every time I would pick a name, it would be taken. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use my old one and change the name to that one, which it worked. But anyway, so yeah, they're gonna be linked below, and please like, comment, and subscribe, please. Thank you. God bless. I was gonna bring my dog up here to get in the video like she did the last time, but she's being lazy today. She wouldn't get up of her bed. I think she's cold because the weather's kind of been dropping lately, so yeah, whatever. Hopefully she'll be in the next one, and I plan on posting on Friday this week. So yeah, no school, so more videos. Anyway, bye. God bless.